day 2 and a very important battle between Korea and Chinese Taipei. Battle of 1-0 teams. Two teams that were very impressive on opening day. It goes without saying. Chinese Taipei winning their game and Korea winning theirs. Korea beating China the last game of the day. So it's Korea, Chinese Taipei right now, and then Bahrain taking on China in the final game of the night, or the day, shall we say. And what that means is Korea, because they've already beaten China, if they do defeat Chinese Taipei, we think it's likely, we know they will be going at least out of the group into the qualification for the quarterfinals, but it's also likely they would go straight to the quarterfinals because they would have had victories over Chinese Taipei and China. The only thing that would prevent that from happening at the end of the day would be if Bahrain would be to upset China. So I'm Jeff Taylor, and joined by a very dizzy Mark Mills after our conversation about who goes where if this win takes place. And at the end of the day, it just goes to show you how every single game is important, how that game the other night was important between by China and Korea, for sure.
Yeah, it truly is. In these kind of tournament structures, every game is so important, so critical to whether you're going to progress. And you're absolutely right. You know, these two teams really impressed on game day 1. I'm focusing in on today's game, you know, trying to exclude the ideas of progression maths. We're set for a really exciting game. These are two offensive-focused teams. They want to get out and run. They want to play a high tempo. They want to score the basketball. This one's really set up. Could be the game of the day here between these two.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be the ultimate test of mental fortitude for Chinese Taipei. We know that Korea have already been able to dig in and beat China in what was just an incredible game. And this is a monumental test for this Chinese Taipei team. We're going to see what they're made of. But before that, we're going to hear the national anthems for both of these countries.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Korea.
Great stuff. Both the national anthems, wonderful seeing that before this great game between these, I think it's fair to say, Far East rivals. And, you know, traditional teams that have traditionally been fierce competitors in the Far East, and certainly in Asian basketball. Korea probably more successful over the years, but Chinese Taipei have always been there in the battles, and maybe this FIBA Asia Cup they've got a chance. Mark, I don't know. I think that maybe we'll see if they've got the mental fortitude today, if they've got it.
Yeah, I think Korea probably come into the game as slight favourites. you know, if you're being honest, that win over China will have certainly helped their confidence, will have boosted their confidence. But Chinese Taipei looked really, really good in that game against Bahrain. A different test for Chinese Taipei today, though, going up against a much more disciplined team here in Jakarta. But exciting. Chinese Taipei, they were the top scoring team from game day one. They led the competition in assists, they're second in steals. They did everything right, particularly on the offensive end in that first game. It's just now, can they translate that? Can they bring that and raise their level again to take on Korea?
Yeah, there's no doubt that this is a different kind of test for Chinese Taipei. Bahrain, we think that probably they can play better, Bahrain. You know, we know that Korea are battle-hardened from what they have experienced against China, but all bets are off, in my opinion. So these three gentlemen get the refereeing duties: Yevgeny Mikheyev, Takaki Kato, and Wissam Zain from Kazakhstan, Japan, and Syria. Wissam Zain, good to see him lining up out there, and always good to have good referees ready to rumble, just like these players are. And Chinese Taipei, Ling Ting Tian, Liu Qing, Chen Ying Chung, who was terrific on opening night, Cho Po Sun, and William Artino. And then good players coming off the bench.
Yeah, Coach Parker did a great job with the rotation in the first game, and Leo obviously had a game that dreams are made of, 29 points and 3 steals in that first game. But a different challenge for them today, that's for sure. Coach Parker, I'm sure, will have had his game plan mapped out. He's been studying the game tape from Korea's win over China and trying to pick it apart if he could. Find a weakness. Tough, though.
A lot of NBA connections, Parker. Anyway, Choi Chon-young, Hyo-hoon, Kim Jong-koo, Raguna, and Song Kyo-chang in the starting 5, and then Hyo Lee-yang, Lee Kang, Jang, and Lee coming off the bench for Korea.
And as you'd expect, Raguna absolutely critical to what they do. 25 point, 14 rebound, first game out. But probably the stat that got me was 36.6 minutes on the floor. Can he do that for an entire tournament?
Well, Coach Chu is certainly banking on that. I don't know. Yeah, it's curious. It just seems like a Korea team that has a new identity, that almost embraces the contact, is not afraid to go into the teeth of the defense. Let's listen into the Chinese Taipei coach, Parker.
The rest we know. 55. Points in the paint and all that. First place for Kevin. I want Rubio, you set the screen. Vincent, you're here. After you set the screen, go set the screen for Vincent to come out. Back screen for Kevin. Kevin goes to the corner, Ray. If you can go all the way to the basket, so it's not. No.
That's what's going to make these two teams exciting there. Coach Parker using his final words to completely focus on the offensive end. And yeah, you have a feeling that this is going to be a real ding-dong of a battle. Both these teams looking to outscore the other one. Defense is important. They still play good defense, tough defense. But I think they both, you know, target that 100-point mark and hope that that will be enough to get them the win.
Well, remember, Korea made it to the podium at the last FIBA Asia Cup in 2017. And having missed out in 2015, but the two before that, they were also in the podium, 2011, 2013. So this is a team that is definitely accustomed to battling for spots on that podium. We're underway here in Jakarta, the battle between Chinese Taipei and Korea winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left wing. excuse me, Chinese Taipei winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the left on your screen. Kind of confusing because Korea will also wear that dark blue. Have to catch ourselves. Korea wearing the white today. And Leo, not a good start for him.
And the thing I take from that opening possession, interesting that Coach Chu for Korea has kept Ra away from Martino. He doesn't want him to have to guard him on the defensive end. He wants Ra's energy all pushed into that offensive end.
So maybe the good thing for Martino is that Ra Guna was more than willing to sit out and take some jump shots the other day if he wants to cut down on the collisions inside. But it means he'll have to go out and guard him. Here's driving in, Kim Jong-kyu, right on cue.
And great little action with Kyo in that opening phase. Kyo was absolutely critical in that win over China, 15.6 assists. He really led them.
Martino. Song with a lot of driving for Korea. This man as well, Hill, who drives in, not afraid of anything, and scores with the left hand. Choi reaches in. Choi fouled out of the game against China.
Yeah, he did. He does know how to play half-paced defense, that's for sure. Every possession, he's trying to get into the passing lanes. He's getting hands into the on-ball players, and yeah, plays good defense.
Quick pass, and that is exactly
just
what
as I say
Taipei
that,
needed.
Just as I say that, Choi gives up on chasing the car.
That was Ling Tianchen. And chance for Chinese Taipei to get it up and run as Ling again. Oh, little shake and bake. Fake Song out. Good defense by Martino. They got numbers, and nobody's going to catch Chen. Excuse me, Chun In-young with that layup. Song into Raguna. Nothing like a veteran that you can turn to when the game starts to just ever so slightly get away from you.
It certainly helps. But their spacing at the moment, Korea, is pretty poor. They're not spreading the floor very well.
Leo Chung and now Song. Martino battling away in the paint, and there is Raguna. And that is the aspect of his game that is going to complicate things for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, it truly is. Artino does want to play perimeter defense, but he's going to have to against Ra.
Oh, Artino faking the handoff, going right at Ra. Living dangerously and missing the shot.
Korea, you would say, yeah, they have a three-point lead, but they've also, I think, started the game in a little bit more control. They seem to be quite confident in how they're playing the game, quite comfortable and calm at the moment.
Choi over to Ra. And they're breathing a sigh of relief over there on the Chinese Taipei bench, thinking that's not going to be fair if he can step outside and just hit threes all day.
Yeah, interesting that Korea playing a 5-out offense. They're trying to stretch the floor and make Artino have to work.
Oh, the rejection by Choi. Rejected Cho Shun. Song again, mid-range.
I think we could see an early timeout here from Coach Parker. If Korea get another score, he'll be forced into trying to change something.
Chun backing his way up. And he'll call for the foul. This is Ra, and that's an element of his game. He had 3 3-pointers against China. Three, 5-second violation, not getting the basketball in. Parker's like, what in the heck is going on as he turns around? There's a 360.
This was always going to be a bigger test for Chinese Taipei than the game against Bahrain. And how they react to this extra pressure will be really interesting to see, because they're going to need to deal with it if they want to progress in this tournament.
Choi from the left corner. Wow, the offensive rebound, but he misses the shot. Artino gets in. Boy, what good dribbling from the big fella. And already chirping at the referees, but the pass down low to Jung-Kyu.
And sometimes it pays for cheating on the defensive end. Kim not running back at all to play transition D, but well exploited by Korea.
High arcing shot, not there for Ling Ting-chun. And now Ra gets blocked. But the decision was a foul was committed by Ling Ting-chun.
And where is Artino? Nowhere to be seen on that transition defense. And that's exactly the right move for Korea. Make the size of Artino have to move the full length of the floor quickly. And that's caused them the problem. And that's why they trail by 5 at this stage.
Number 0 from Chinese Taipei, second personal foul and second team foul from Chinese Taipei.
Can't go out. Kyle, you got Benson. Yeah. You got 2 fouls. Guys, they got two long passes, and we have nothing to do with it.
哎，注意，最快速度回防啊，2个快攻了，而且就是完全在篮底下有空档的，最快速度回来。
I think you agree with Coach Parker there that there are elements you can accept, but a lack of transition defense when it's just Hail Mary passes that no one's chasing back. And it clearly shows that at this point, Korea look like they want it more than Chinese Taipei do.
So this is Artino getting it and then going in. I just don't understand what he's talking about with respect to the talking to the referee that he was fouled.
No, there was no
I just
foul
don't
there.
see it.
There's a point where it's not even worth the discussion. It wasn't foul. Clearly. And the trouble he has is he then does get fouled and complains to the refs, and they just write it away and go, he's cried wolf too many times at this stage.
He's still talking about it. Look at him. I've never seen anything like it. That happened a while ago. Korea up by 6. Chun been bodied up by Hyo and takes a long shot. Need to pass the basketball more.
Yeah, at the moment there's no team offense for Chinese Taipei. It's very individualistic, maybe a little bit of pick and roll, but no real team structure or team movement. And that's difficult, because when you get into pressure situations, that's the bit you fall back on. You fall back on that discipline, that structure. And now they're under pressure from Korea. They don't have that to fall back on at the moment.
That foul on Lee Kai-yun. Handoff, Song misses the shot. Artino rebounds it. Oh. Good rebound, Lee Kai-young. Artino goes up and scores, went right at the defender. And now the turnover. No, excuse me, it's not a turnover. I'm really impressed with Korea's number 31 is in the game. Jang Jae-suk. Keep an eye on him, the big fella. Choi's pass batted by Artino. Chinese Taipei have numbers. Ooh, boy, he's got to make that shot. That was Chun Kwan Chun. An unsportsmanlike foul has been called on the player I think I was just talking about. Well, let's see who they've called it on. On Jang, yeah, number 31. He was getting really physical with Artino after a rebound.
I think they're going to review it, though, to see if it was.
But Jang was holding his nose as if he had been popped. He still is.
Looking forward to the replay. I didn't catch any of this. It was off the ball.
It's Mikheyev, I think, who made the call. Here it is again. Up at the top.
Unless they're saying it was a shirt pull that we didn't see on the pick and roll.
I mean, we certainly didn't see anything much there.
No.
But it may have happened before. So not an unsportsmanlike.
It's been downgraded. No, I think they're keeping it as unsportsmanlike. Yeah, they are. So Artino will head to the line, and
because usually the referees they go over and they re-signal unsportsmanlike, don't they?
Yeah,
or
they usually
if they change. I thought they would.
I think it's normally the other way if it's upgraded or not.
Well, Artino finally gets the call that he's looking for, and he misses the free throw. And it's the second one to drop. Chun. A little mazy run. Oh, boy. Some of those shots for Chinese Taipei are not falling today, the ones that were against Bahrain. But don't forget, they also started slow against Bahrain before they turned it up a notch. Lee, over to Jang. Decides to take it. Ooh. Now from the right corner, Chun. And the tap is there from Leo.
I'm surprised to see Rana boxing out there. He's already looking to be a little bit fatigued, walking up the floor a little bit slowly. Did play 37 minutes, but did get a rest day yesterday. For Korea now, for me, they need to spread the floor. And when they drive using that pick and roll, there's got to be a pass out to the wing. That's the pass. Because at the moment, Chinese Taipei are collapsing on any drive.
Choi, fortunate for Korea that the rebound bounced way out, and Heo hits the three. Boy.
And that's the important thing. If they're not hitting the threes, then it's easy for Chinese Taipei just to drop and collapse on any drive to the basket.
Artino answers with a three.
Waves to the fans as well. Quite a few Chinese Taipei fans are making plenty of noise in the arena.
Lee gets into trouble. He has it taken away. Another chance to break, 12-1. And Lee leans up, and La doesn't even go for it. Lee Kai-young And Chinese Taipei have answered the call. They've come back to take the lead.
And we're expecting this game to be close. Just really exciting to see how competitive it's been so far.
We're not moving that much on offense, guys. Let's move.
지금 뛰는 것도 너무 좁게 뛰고 그다음에 조금 더 여유 있게 잡아주고 그다음에 트랜지션 하면 기본적인 거 먼저 뛰는 빅맨이
Transition the big attack the basket first. Don't stand around.
픽을 오든지
We're gonna come up and play the pick and roll.
기본적인 것부터 해주라는 말이야. 알았어?
Start with the fundamentals.
디펜스도 처음부터 축축 쳐지면 안 돼.
defense
팀
don't
파울이고
tag,
뭐는
don't tag.
올라가서 터프하게 해주라고.
Yeah, aggressive.
버팅하고.
So yeah, interesting to see them come out of the timeout. How are Korea going to react to this? They look like they're in control, but Chinese Taipei, and this all stems from Chinese Taipei's increase on the defensive end. They've become more scrappy, more aggressive in the way that they've put the game in. And it's paid. It's paid off for them. It's given them the lead. But will they continue to do this, and can Korea come past it?
And don't forget, Artino hit that big three-pointer. We talked about how Raguna pulls the big away. Well, now Artino has shown that he can stroke it. Here will it be a second? Nope, not this time. And Leo Chun goes up for the rebound, but it goes off of him. And what I like about number 31, Jang Jae-suk for Korea is he is a big body. And this time comes to us. Thank you, Mark.
Just more worried about the laptop then.
Exactly, that's what I was worried about.
I don't need to head into downtown Jakarta to find a laptop at this point. Chinese Taipei look a lot more considered on the offensive end now as well. They don't look as worried. An interesting offensive foul called on Xiuan Chen.
So Chun Kwan Chun, number 15 with that personal.
The officials are definitely calling it tight. They're quite happy to look for offensive fouls as well.
Now Lee, quick pass, outside it goes. Here, that's his spot. Another chance, another basket.
And that's exactly what Korea need to do. It's about that penetration inside, disrupt Chinese Taipei's defense, and then look for the wing, look for the scorers.
And Chun wasn't a bad release, it just didn't go down. Here's Choi, and good defense from Chun. And now the ball intercepted by Hill. He goes to the other side, it's short. Artino up ahead, the game's opening up. A chance to fast break. Here goes Lee.
And that was fun. As expected, this game is being played at lightning pace. There's phases where possessions are taking 2-3 seconds.
Oh. And the bump was indeed called the foul.
That's smart. That's smart offense with the clock running down 2.9. Go and draw the foul and your points from the free throw line. That said, Chinese Taipei will still have 2.9 seconds to work with. Yeah, easy call for the officials.
But this is the player, remember, Leo, the way he plays. I mean, imagine he's the kind of guy that's got the ball in the yard or the garden, and you're trying to catch him, and it's just like all of these movements, and you just can't get him.
Yeah.
You just don't know which way he's going to go. So right at the end of the quarter, good attempt from Chun. But Chun Young, his attempt is no good, but, well, another treat, folks. Another treat at the FIBA Asia Cup. It's Korea leading at 22-20 over Chinese Taipei at the end of one.
exactly as we expected. High-paced, high-tempo, both teams absolutely putting so much energy into that first quarter. It's likely to be high-scoring as well. 22-20 at the end of the first quarter. We're on track for 80-plus points per team. Shooting percentages aren't great for either team. I think it's a very different situation for them. Korea enter with obviously the confidence over that China wing. Chinese Taipei now hit their first big test in this tournament. And that's obviously going to lead to maybe some lower shooting percentages.
But I think the signs right now are good for Chinese Taipei. I mean, they took some early blows, a little bit of momentum for Korea, but then they battled back with their defense, you know, forcing some turnovers.
And you're absolutely right. For Chinese Taipei, they will take a lot from exactly that. The fact that they look like they've given kind of the steering wheel of the car to Korea, and Korea were controlling the direction of travel. But they've come back. They've absolutely come back. And Korea, at times in that quarter, didn't look like they were controlling the game. And it's down to which team can now take control in this second quarter and push on at the half. I have a feeling we're going to see a very similar gap between these two at the half as well. I can't imagine it's going to be a double-digit lead for any team at this stage.
Well, download the Courtside app, folks. Scan it in. Get it in your smartphone. You get the video stream, schedule scores, team previews. And last time Chinese Taipei beat Korea, competitive game, the East Asian Games. It's been a while. And so far, they are 25% there, being there at the end to see if they can turn it up. And the big fella gets inside and scores. He is a load, Jang Jae-suk.
And the thing for Korea, if they keep leaning into this team and this selfless offense, they're going to get points. It's when it becomes a lot more one-on-one and dependent on that individual ability for them to create for themselves is when it starts to fall apart a bit.
Another foul, Korea.
Yeah, 2 early team fouls for them, 30 seconds gone. Chinese Taipei might get some trips to the line. Martino's been the only Chinese Taipei player to get to the line today, so important that they make the most if they do get those opportunities.
Jang playing some good D. Now he hustles back to go up against our team. Oh, he gets rejected by Jang. Korea turning it up a notch. And now the ball turns over by Jang and a chance to run and easy points. That is exactly what Chinese Taipei crave, and they're getting them.
Yeah, 7 points now from the turnovers that they forced. This is how Chinese Taipei are going to fight and stay in this game. This is their chance of coming away with the win, just really scrappy, hard-nosed defense.
And that shot missed by Korea's Lee Dae-hyun. And Chun just can't get the drop. He's unlucky. The ball keeps rolling around, rattling out. Lee puts his attempt up, and Lee Tae-hyun off target. Now Choi, oh, what a beautiful pass!
Wow. That was absolute vision from Choi. Full flow.
That was eyes in the back of his head, Choi.
Yeah, took the contact and then managed to throw a real no-look pass. Not one of those fake ones where you look in the other direction. That truly was no-look.
Three-point attempt, good! Hong Kong Han!
And he gets him out of jail with that one. That offense was ugly to say the least, and he bailed them out with a big, big three at the end of the shot clock.
Jang Size advantage, kisses it off the glass.
That was beautiful. The patience he showed then in the low post. He just needed to create enough separation from Martino that Martino couldn't come and help down.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, just a bit too fast for Chung to hold on to that one. Almost gave him a haircut as it whipped over his head.
Yeah, gave him a buzz cut. Chung's going to sit down. Tough assignment for Chung guarding Ra, but he gets outside to Choi.
Although I do like that from Coach Chu, seeing Martino going to the bench and bringing Ra back out. You know, it's key for Korea to make the most of Ra's minutes, make him as productive as you can.
Boy, the physicality of this game is really picking up, and both teams getting after the basketball.
But the great thing is they're being physical and aggressive with one another, but there's no edge to it. It's purely, you know, fighting for the basketball. There's nothing personal about it. And what I love is the officials are letting them play that way. We've seen several games like this now.
That time, Huang saw the ball kind of rim out.
Sixth rebound in the game for Ra already.
The help defense is there, but it doesn't matter. Lee Da-hyun spins his way, and Korea to a 5-point lead. Ling Chung-chi, not the biggest guy on the court. Gets it to the corner. Huang needs to make a decision. Chung puts it up on the baseline. Good patience.
Yeah, really good patience. That would have been really easy for them to be a little bit worried with the shot clock running down. But they took their time, and they kind of know if they play as a team, they're going to get an open opportunity in the 24 seconds, so waiting for it is worthwhile.
Lee, it's passed back away, but still, Ra gets it back. Now Ra being pelted down low, and Heo, not the man that he wanted left open. He is wide open near the top of the key.
Yeah, phenomenal shooter. You really can't give him that much space. He'll score them heavily contested, let alone wide open.
He only played 12 minutes against China. Oh, tough pass to catch, and Lee did catch it. Whips it to the corner, Huang, and the ball gets to Chung, and now that's 2 in a row for Chung. Good work.
And this is important for Chinese Taipei. They need to stay within 1 or 2 possessions of Korea. They can't let the gap open out. If they can be within 1 or 2 possessions getting into that fourth quarter, then it becomes anyone's game.
But the answer from Ra Guna. So the last time was indeed 2017 that Chinese Taipei beat Korea, but it was in the Asian Cup qualifiers. Here is Choi with the rebound and the run. Choi, full of joy. The bounce pass intercepted. Look at it, going the other way. Here comes Chinese Taipei. The game being played at 100 miles an hour, and then the layup is missed. Boy, Lee couldn't have asked for a better shot. Choi outside the lead. Good! Korea owned that spot on the floor. That is a 5-point swing because Korea missed a layup. And the 3-point shot for Korea has been big.
We got to rotate our guys, and you got to stay on them. And you got to make them put it on the floor and drive.
我现在协防，可是最快速度回去找你的人，然后逼他下球 ，OK， 逼他切入，总比他在外面投3分来得好，杀伤力没有那么大。
On this play, it's a drop play for Will. You set the screen. As soon as he sets the screen, 2 comes off here to a brush screen. Try to brush this guy here. As soon as he goes by you, Will, you step in and dump pass to Will inside. Come on, guys, we got to play better defense on this. They're getting too many threes. Win on 3.
Well, you heard him. Can't live by the three-point shot. They got to start taking the basketball to the hoop. Chinese Taipei.
I think he's concerned as well about their perimeter defense, and understandably so. Artino back into the game, didn't get much of a break. And his battle against Ra will go again.
Five threes have been made. 5 threes have been made by Korea. 5 of 14, that is. 2 of 10 for Chinese Taipei. But the idea is not to just put up threes, to get it inside the big Will. And that was the play they wanted. They drew up in the timeout.
Yeah, literally perfectly executed. That's a great job from Chinese Taipei and a great call from Coach Parker.
Lee, oh, they got, Chinese Taipei is, Ra Guna makes the shot. On a few occasions, they've got their hands on the ball, but still ended up with Korea.
Yeah. Their defense is definitely a lot better. It started off a little bit slack, but they've certainly gone up the gears with it.
Quick pass and good interception by Hero, showing he's not just a three-point shooter, he's also a good defender.
And as soon as they force any kind of turnover, Korea just look to explode down the floor. There's no thought of a half-court offense at all. They want to get out, they want to run, they want transition points. Transition points, obviously, the easiest to get. At the moment, they've only got 5 points on the fast break, though.
Here's Ra Guna, and he just follows up the miss.
And he almost gave up that first shot attempt just to clear Artino out the way. And that was kind of his mindset. Let me get Artino out the way on this first shot attempt, and then the rebound will definitely be mine. And a much easier second attempt.
Artino, and another bad miss for Chinese Taipei with the putback.
And Ra Guna on for almost a double-double.
Song, meanwhile, flies in, puts it off the glass and in, and Korea with their biggest lead of the game, and it grows to 13.
And Chinese Taipei have already used their timeouts in the first half, so Coach Parker can't make any changes. He can't stop the momentum that Korea are building.
Wow. Lee with the pass, the layup, Korea off and running.
And in any normal circumstances, this would be a timeout for Chinese Taipei now. Just to stop the flow. Korea really, if they're smart, they put everything into the final 2 minutes of this first half.
Artino goes up and a foul called on Ra Guna. Well, I give Artino credit there. That was a very tough situation. It was a desperate situation. They needed something, and he went and got it. And yeah, he could have called a travel. Sometimes they award that. It seems like the award or the reward for the attacking players preferred.
Yeah, I think when you look at that, you could say, well, he only traveled because of the body contact from Ra as well. But I love it. I'm not going to lie. It's a part of the game that I don't think we see enough. Two big guys just going to try and, you know, out-muscle each other, out-body each other. It's good to see it.
With 5:50 remaining, it was 30-27 for Korea. So they've outscored them 16 to now 6. in the 4 minutes and change after. And right now with Chinese Taipei, they just need to calm down. Don't let this lead get any bigger for Korea and get to halftime.
그 가드들 볼 잡을 때 빅맨들 뛰고 있으니까 한번 위에 봐주면 있으니까 한번 받아가고.
Okay, Saldo.
이 게임이 우리 분위기로 가고 있으니까 불필요하게 심판한테 그 어필 이렇게 심하게 하지 말고 그다음에
Remember the ref, they might.
지금 페널티에서 주면은 길게 하지 말고 짧게만 해치백 해주라고. 빅맨들이 나와서 다 헬프해주니까.
The bigs are helping right now, but the one count guys don't show that much. 얘네 올라붙는다.
저기 친구 같은 경우도 지금 소 안으로 붙어치니까 콜해줘.
다이아. How about the say?
This was Lee after his steal, and again the fast break. What famous player do you think reminds Raguna reminds you of? Is there one? That just occurred to me who it is for me.
Oh, go for it.
Charles Oakley, the Oakman.
Yeah, he's got a bit of that. I think he's got a slightly more refined game than Oakley, but I do know what you mean.
Slightly more refined offensive game.
Yeah, slightly less brutal at times as well, maybe.
Comes the Oakman. Raguna gets it across midcourt.
Chinese Taipei now put into that 2-3 zone. That should give Korea outside shooting opportunities if they move the ball.
Oh boy, Heo has just been lights out. Mistake. Cannot leave that man open, and especially coming right out of a timeout where your coach says we got to get the hands up on the threes. $16-point difference. Bounce pass, Martino, good passing inside. Chinese Taipei have missed a lot of shots right at the basket.
Yeah, they really have, and to me that's one of the big differences, just the execution level. They're doing the right things, they're getting it in the right place, but the finish just isn't at a high enough level right now.
Raguna has become much more of the complete player on offense. I mean, you know, it's not just about getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
No, he's really not.
Looking to, he will shoot the three. He will looking to make the pass. Much more accomplished.
And I think that's a big part of why Korea are a much harder team to deal with now.
Wow. Song. The lead now 18 points. Ling Tian-Chin, and the hold from behind called on Lee Dae-hyun. Well, we heard tales of a better Korea coming into this FIBA Asia Cup, and remember, they didn't play in one of the windows for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, and they had to be withdrawn from the competition, so they won't be at the World Cup. So this is their World Cup. I mean, they want to come out and make a real statement here.
Yeah, this is their biggest tournament now until their opportunity maybe to go.
Ling Tian-Chin brought out big time from number 0.
That play just born from pure determination for Lin. Just, one thing on his mind, there was no way that ball was ever coming back out. Just a strong move to the bucket. And that is tough, though, giving up those kind of opportunities when you're down by 16.
Can't miss free throws. Song. Ra gets it back, makes the pass just in time. For that extra effort and the alertness, the alert play of Ra to find the hottest shooter on the court at the right time. Anyway, Korea lead at 51-35 over Chinese Taipei at halftime. Just a terrific display by Korea. And you're right, they want it more than Chinese Taipei on that evidence.
Yeah, it's what it's coming down to at the moment. Korea seems to be putting more into it. I think there's other things for Chinese Taipei as well that will be frustrating. They've had the opportunities, they've been in the right places, but their finishing just hasn't quite been there. You know, you can see some of the shooting percentages from outside, 2 from 10, 46% compared to 68%. It's just, they're doing the right things. It's just that clinical finish that's lacking from Chinese Taipei. If they can correct that and come out in the second half, then potentially they can turn things around. It's a big ask being down by 16 against Korea, as we see Artino and Hyo and Ra leading the way with 12 points apiece. But it's a big ask, but if they make those alterations, there is the potential for them to fight their way back into this game.
So in action early, and again, a game, you know, they raise our expectations the way they've been playing at this FIBA Asia Cup, and the first quarter certainly lived up to expectations, maybe surpassed them a little bit even more. But ultimately, Korea kind of took a grip on proceedings.
Yeah, I'm amazed. You know, we were talking in that first quarter break, and I was saying I think it'll be a single-digit lead. It should be a close game at the half, and we get to the half, and Korea have opened up a really, really impressive lead, outscoring Chinese Taipei 29-15, and those kind of numbers show you it's both ends of the floor. You know, them putting on 29 points is impressive, and them holding what is a very high-scoring Chinese Taipei team to 15. They've done a great job in that second quarter.
Absolutely. This game isn't over, but I think now, because of Korea's resolve, their focus, which we saw against China, I don't know that Chinese Taipei are going to come back in this game. I think they're going to scrap, they're going to battle, they might get closer, but I'm impressed just by the mental toughness of Korea, and I'm also thinking that they might just wear them down a little bit, you know, in the second half.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's an outside chance for Chinese Taipei to come back into this one. Of all the teams, though, that we see here at Asia Cup, Chinese Taipei are one of those scrappy teams that will just keep fighting for the full 40. And that will certainly help them. I think what also they need to consider in the back of their minds as well is, you know, we tried to do some of the maths before the game, but they need to start thinking about that points difference situation. They can't just bail on the game because maybe the win slips away from them. They might end up in a three-way situation alongside China or even Bahrain, and the points difference and within those games could be really, really crucial and a defining factor. So 16 points is a big ask. It's not beyond them. They absolutely have the firepower to do it. But even if they don't manage to get back into the game, they need to try and keep it close.
Yeah, I think Chinese Taipei, I think the unfortunate thing for them is that while they trail by 16, it could very easily be a single-digit deficit had they made some more shots. But anyway, they trail 51-35 to Korea at halftime.
Representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands. It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Chance to run, a rare chance, and here he goes, Nazarian, and no, he gets the score! What an incredible finish from Nazarian. Give credit where it's due, he did not want to charge. So he pauses right at the end. Bounce pass, and Gavrilov flushes it. Timmons driving in and throwing it down. We saw him miss one early. He wasn't going to miss that one, was he? Kawamura, look at it. Another pass to the corner. Good! Right at the buzzer. Deadeye, Yudai Nishida, another three for him. And again, look at the pass. Oh my goodness! Ready for takeoff or what? El Darwin. of hops.
That quick first step as well, and he just left Parks completely in his dust as he flew past him.
Oh, good play, India. Hey, they're getting out and running. They look good. They look a lot better than anticipated. Back to Jaffrelov, pump fake, his baseline, he gets blocked right at the rim by Watanabe. Look at this. Not in Jakarta, my friend. Look at Bobby Ray. Bounce pass, oh, that was a slick one. And now another slick bounce pass, and Gilas. Good basket.
That pass from Pombal was absolutely perfect. So difficult to make those passes, not to catch legs, not to just turn the ball over.
Oh, there's the Cedars are showing us something right now, folks.
Ah, it's beautiful precision and the baseline cut as well.
And they get over some time. Navarro.
This is a Navarro flush. Abando was asking for the alley-oop pass and Navarro said, nah, I've got this one.
William Martino, the big center for Chinese Taipei, has done what he's been able to today, leading him in scoring inside, also hitting a three-pointer. You can see the talent. And they'll need more of that from him if they're going to get back in this game. He's probably been the player that's been able to finish the best. But for Korea, well, look at this. This guy has just always pouring in the points. It's a shame Heo didn't get in there because he hit so many threes, but what can you do when your teammate of Ra, he's always going to be on the highlight reel, isn't he?
Well, he's missed the first half double-double, isn't he? He's, yeah, 12 points, 10 rebounds already. You know, it's not whether he gets to a double-double by the end of the game, it's how quickly he gets to a double-double.
Exactly. It's not if, but when.
And you're right about his game and how he's developed it. You know, when we first saw him kind of burst onto the international scene, a lot of his game was about back to the basket, grinding out, just being physical. And he's become a lot more cultural with the way he plays the basketball, able to step out to the mid-range jumper, put the ball on the floor. He can facilitate now. We've seen him a lot more as a facilitator in some of the games that he's played in recently. Yeah, far more kind of 360 type player.
We need to find out with Korea, you know, where this change in direction came from, because they have definitely altered their approach on the court, and it is being proven to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Far more aggressive, far more direct. The tempo's even higher. They were already a reasonably high tempo team, but they really now just look to get out and run at every opportunity they can. And even if they don't get the score, it just puts their opponents under so much relentless pressure that most teams buckle under that. If, you know, well, so again, if and when, I think when they progress later in this tournament, it's going to be interesting when they take on maybe the likes of Australia to
Yeah, I think Korea will definitely, you know, they've They've shown me enough, certainly. I'm definitely a believer that they're going to get to the podium. But
yeah, they look semi-finals through and through, right?
Yeah.
They have that feel about them, and even more so in the way they're playing, they seem to have that confidence as well. You know, going into the game against China before, they looked confident. You know, they were the underdogs going into that game, but at no point did you look at them and look like they were playing that way or feeling that way. And again today, they come in, look happy to take that kind of favourite stance and control the game. It's a very different feel from Korea.
yeah, and I just wonder, you know, if they come up against Australia down the road, say, because they have so much experience at this level, if they might just have a slight edge because of that. I mean, it's the more that Australia plays, it stands to reason they're going to be good. They're playing together, playing hard, playing smart. But at the end of the day, at least in this environment, okay, McCarron has won it for Australia, but
there's a lot of young guys in that team.
Yeah,
and that's on purpose, you know. That's Australia clearly trying to bleed the next generation of stars onto the international stage, and it's bold to do it at an Asia Cup, but they're doing it. And from the first two games, don't think it's been a bad decision. We've seen the likes of Proctor in particular really step up to that. But like you say, they haven't really been challenged yet. Coming up against a team with so much experience that play the way that Korea do, you're going to see some of the cracks form.
yeah, I mean, they just, in their next, you know, really their next game will not be a challenge either. As much as we liked Indonesia, they're just going to, I would imagine.
Yeah, they should do. It'll be exciting because we'll have a big crowd and there'll be plenty of atmosphere and noise, and Indonesia will be driven by that. So Australia should win that.
So then they will be 3 wins away. We're almost certain that they'll go straight to the quarterfinals, and then they'll have 3 games to win.
Yeah, it looks that way. I think once they get to that quarterfinals, that's when they'll start getting their challenges. They'll be facing other teams that not only are good but are in form as well.
Now let's not write off Indonesia's chances, but that'll be a good one to look forward to.
For Benson to come up.
Let's listen to Coach Parker.
Will you sit that inside screen for Kevin?
从上面跑到角落就好了。对，把那个空间清开。
Kevin, you pop out there and the pass goes. You want to come all the way out here to the 3, that's fine. Let's run open. Open. Let's get some movement. We can still run screen and roll, drags, particularly in transition. These guys are so physical, they're taking you guys out of everything. They're pushing the bigs, they're pushing the guards. And I told you right from the beginning, you gotta need physicality with physicality. If you're gonna let them bump you or hold you and push you out the way, we can't run anything. So let's be just as physical, and that includes all the guys on the bench also. Let's go, let's go.
Really interesting. Parker challenging his team to meet the physicality of Korea. He said, I told you it was going to be like this. They're pushing you around. You got to get out and meet that physicality.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right. The only way back into this game for Chinese Taipei is to be exceptionally physical. And not just, he's talking about on the offensive end, they need to break free of any holding and push through screens and things like that. You know, on the defensive end, there needs to be far more contact from Chinese Taipei and the Korea players. They can't let them cut through the lane without being bumped. They can't let them, you know, hedge over screens easily. There has to be a lot more energy put into the defensive end.
Well, those two guys taking center stage once again, Raguna and William Martino. You also saw that you can get the app for the FIBA Asia Cup in your phone. Keep looking for that barcode when it pops up on the screen, and you can certainly scan it in. Well, let's see. I'm sure the message has gotten through from Coach Parker, but it's one thing hearing the message, and it's another thing executing the message. Second half action underway in Jakarta. Korea up 16 points on Chinese Taipei, trying to build on their impressive win over China. For Rat, look at that. Raguna saves the ball from going out of bounds, gets it to Kim Jong-kyu, and that is the brilliance of Raguna. He's able to turn a difficult situation into a play that gets his team an easy bucket.
Yeah, and what a start for Korea. You know, it's important now for Chinese Taipei to answer back quickly. They can't be on the back foot.
Martino, maybe not what they needed. And 5 quick points for Korea at the start of the second half.
45 seconds, you know, and that's the way Korea have approached this tournament. They want to get out, they want to be physical and intense and fast, and it's beautiful basketball to watch. If you're a neutral, this is absolutely wonderful to watch from Korea.
Pump fake, Leo Chung. Now Hill, oh, what a pass and good read by Chun, but then, okay, the ball goes out of bounds off of Korea. I think Chun is, well, I mean, this Chinese Taipei team is almost borderline shell-shocked, really.
Yeah, they've kind of been hit by the tidal wave that is Korea
kind of like
right
Kazakhstan
now.
were yesterday against Japan in the second half. Oh, boy, that is a great play. Ling Tianqian. He showed us a couple times today that he's special.
Yeah, he did, but none of the offense at the moment seems to go through him. His plays seem to be almost created by himself. He doesn't seem to be a focal point or the end point of an offense.
Korea get it back. Raguna. Now, Ling couldn't get it again. Wide open 3 from the corner. And Heo gives it the Heat Heo.
An 8-2 start to the second half absolutely kills Chinese Taipei. Any plans they had in the halftime locker room are starting to be a distant memory, I imagine.
Chun gets it right back.
That's
so he took
big.
that with confidence.
Yeah, that's big. That's important. They can't afford just to let Korea run roughshod over them.
And Rob, where they got a break, that was in. Good strong move. Good finish from number 20, Cho Ho-Shun. Choi gets it in traffic. Oh boy. You know, if you're right behind him, Cho, you know you can't reach over like this and commit this foul.
I feel sorry for him. He's kind of just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, but you're right. You just need to pull away. You just need to take your arms away and almost step back from the play.
You need the man in front of him to step up and get in his way.
Yes,
but to reach
agreed.
over.
Agreed. It's a lost cause by the time it's there.
He got caught with his hand. Where?
I think it may have been in the cookie jar.
Yes, in the cookie jar. Trying to get what?
Cookies per chance? Yeah, it depends where in the world you are, what he was reaching for.
So Chinese Taipei huffing and puffing, but still down by 19 points. And the push on Chun, he knows it. He doesn't even look at the ref.
I think he's trying to claim he was fouled before the push.
You could say in La Jarra de Galleta. No, I don't think Jarra works in that sense. Some phrases don't translate, do they? Good rebound by Cho Po-Shun. Now a chance again. Leo Shun, oh, he gets blocked. And Choi's like, what's he doing making that call all the way over there?
Because he's the one that can look down the lane and see you hit his wrist.
Oh, he got him in the body.
And he got his arm
What's
as
he
well.
complaining about?
Look. Hits his arm as
right in
well.
the face. What's he complaining about? The ref got it 100% right. And now he's still arguing his case.
I think someone in the top row of the bleachers could have seen that one, to be fair.
My goodness. I mean, credit to the ref because he was on this side, so he couldn't have actually seen, I think, the arm hit the face. Maybe that's what he was saying. I did hit it, but how did he see it? I mean, credit to Choi. You know, you're playing defense, you get your hands up, make him go to the line and earn it, make it a physical game. That's fine.
But these are important moments now for Chinese Taipei. They're going to work really hard to get any scores. If it's going to happen for them, they're going to get put to the free throw line by Korea because they're playing aggressive defense. They've got to score those free throws. They can't afford to split them like that.
3-point shot, nope. No chance for Leo. Again, bounce pass, oh, beautiful play. Great play, Chinese Taipei. And Coach Chu wants to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, I like the timing of that timeout. I really like the timing of that timeout. Chinese Taipei just starting to get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence. And for Korea, they just need to stamp on it. They need to stamp it out.
Scan in for live stats and more to get everything from the FIBA Asia Cup. Quickly, get your phone. It does work. I've done it.
지금 플레이를 하나씩 확실하게 우리가 잘못해가지고 자꾸 속공을 주고
That's a really quick timeout from Coach Chu, but it almost felt like it was, we don't need to change anything particularly. I just need to disrupt Chinese Taipei's momentum. I need them to go and sit down for a minute, cool down and forget that they're actually in the ascendancy right now.
So we know that Raguna changed his name from
Ricardo
Ratliff.
Yeah.
And my suggestion, if he wants to change it again, Mr. Double-Double, because that's what he gets every time out.
Pretty much, right? Pretty much.
Well, we could just call him that as a nickname.
Mr. DD.
Raw Double-Double Guna. 14 points, 11 rebounds, and a long way to go in this one. So that number is only going to get bigger. Oh, great defensive recovery from Ling. Look, just made a pass. Maybe slight, I mean, he's brave, and he's definitely got confidence in himself to make that pass.
Yeah, that would have been have to been laser-guided pass to, I think, get through.
Maybe out of all the players today, he's the guy that really stands out, to be honest. Ling, Tian Chin, 0. In the first half, it was William Martino, but now it's these lightning-quick Chinese Taipei players that seem to be rising to the occasion. Leo Chung and takes a tough shot. He's got to have a better shot than that. Song had him covered.
The problem you've got is at no point did he put his head up then. He did not look up. He had no idea where his teammates were, and that's only going to end one way in a very difficult
Lob City, lob to Raguna. Ling misses and follows it up and gets it to drop. See what I mean? He's doing it. I tell you what, right now for me, maybe the MVP of this competition is Raguna. I mean, he just does everything. I guess that comes as no surprise that he would be a contender. Lee, and great hustle again. This time by Chun. The defense of Chinese Taipei giving the Koreans a taste of their own medicine. Terrific.
And this is going to be interesting now because Korea so far up to this point in this tournament have played full pace, whereas now they need to slow the game down. They need to be a bit more composed.
Mark.
Can they do it though? But can they slow their game down? Do they have the ability? Do they have the structure just to be able to put the brakes on and completely change the tempo?
Well, definitely Raguna is slowing down to take his breath, catch his breath. Oh!
He's going to get the three. Is it a foul off the ball as well? That's a huge call and a huge play.
So I thought he had blown the whistle before he took the shot.
He's saying, I think he was in the action.
Oh, wow.
Because he was in the action, the shot is counted and the foul off the ball.
Well, certainly Raguna's going to have no complaint about that.
It was just a stunned silence, I think, wasn't it? No one was quite sure what happened, but that's a big swing.
That's what William Martino is just saying. I just heard it. You blew the whistle, so we stopped playing.
I'm not sure whether they can review on this or not. I presume they can't review.
I don't think they could have gotten to him, though. I mean, nobody was close enough to Raguna to stop him from taking the shot. But they're going to talk about it. Okay, let's see what they do.
No, they're saying the three is good.
Mekiev does the right thing by going over to discuss.
Yep, as a team.
So it could be a huge trip down the floor, but they get the steal.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of works out, softens the blow a little bit for Chinese Taipei. But I think what helped for the referee there was that he made that call with conviction. There was no hesitation. Here's William Martino, bumped. Outlet over to Heo. And, oh boy, look at that. Oh, it was long. Lee passes to Kim Jong-kyu. And I think what's happened is that little sequence there has now kind of knocked Chinese Taipei out of their rhythm.
Yeah, it truly has. It was a bit like the Ravena injury yesterday for Philippines.
Yeah, you're right.
It kind of, was almost a reset button on the tempo that they gained and the confidence they gained.
William Martino, that's short. Great rebound, though, even though it was an air ball. And they come away with nothing. And again, a chance for Korea to run. Lee to Raguna.
That's a smart foul. That's a smart foul.
Yeah, Chun fouled.
That was never going to end well for Chun. The best situation for him was just to pick up the foul. It's only going to be his second.
Once again, Chinese Taipei at the other end. They have a chance to score down low. They don't, you know. And the lead, once again, 19 points.
먼저 뛸 때는 D나 좀 이렇게 윙맨들 스크린을 좀 걸어줘. 그 다음에 팝아웃 하든지 다이브 하든지.
This is made. It's made for movement. Screen. You clear. Gavin comes over. Pass go to Gavin. And look to attack. Here we go. Come on, guys. We got back in it, and then we let them go.
And the difference right now between these two teams is just the efficiency on the offensive end for Korea. They're making a lot higher percent of their two-point shots, and what they're also doing is converting some of those two-point attempts into three-point attempts, and that's what's the difference in this game. You know, Chinese Taipei are 3 from 13 from outside, whilst Korea are 9 from 23.
Kim Jong-kyu using his size and missing the shot. Martino, he wants to go right at Raguna, and he puts up and scores with the bank shot. And I think even Raguna was impressed by that.
Oh no, you give someone a nod. If they're going to go to the hook shot like that and having that much pressure on them and still convert, that's a tough play.
The competitive juices are flowing now. Lee gets inside into reach, and Ling commits the foul. They're over the limit, so 2 free throws. They're probably got fouled by 2 people. So it's, yeah, Artino is called for the foul.
Wow, eagle-eyed officials wipe away the basket. He stepped over the free throw line.
No kidding.
You forget about what the officials have to look at during a game, right? They have to officiate absolutely every minor detail.
It's not often that you see. Was it the shooter that stepped over the line?
The shooter
it's not
stepped
often
over
you
the
see
line.
the shooter
No,
step
I'm not
over
sure
the
I've
line.
ever seen it at senior level, if I'm honest.
Three-pointer for Leo. Got it!
That's big.
And once again,
That's a big score.
back to 15 points.
2 minutes to play in the third quarter for Chinese Taipei. They've got a target to get it down to maybe 10 points before the end of the quarter, and that really whets their appetite to come back into the game and take a surprise win in the fourth.
Yeah, we do know there's plenty of time here, but it's plays like that where they just can't quite get the basketball, but they've done a lot in an attempt to get it. And they called a foul right at the end. Can you believe it? There was not even a second left on the clock. And a foul called on Chun for the reaching in. And I think Parker can't believe it.
That's heartbreak for Chinese Taipei. They put so much into that defensive effort. And like you said, less than 1/10 of a second on the clock when the foul gets called. It's, well, they do say you've got to play defense for a full 24 seconds, not 23.9.
Song makes the Nets sing, and yeah, I still think there's time. We've seen Chinese Taipei when, you know, they've ratcheted up the intensity, turned up the intensity defensively, and got into transition. That's their best offense, really. Here's Artino. Good footwork from Artino. Goodness me.
Yeah,
that was big time.
Deadly. For Artino, you've got to keep him out. They can't let him establish that low, but that's great work from Artino. But you're absolutely right. For a lot of teams, you'd be like, not sure 11 minutes is long enough to fight your way back in. Chinese Taipei, the pace they play at, the rate that they can score at, they can absolutely fight their way back into this game.
And I think also, as the foul called on, charge on Heo, who went down. He thought the foul was going to go to his advantage, but in the end, and Artino went over and helped him up. I think Artino's just happy he got the call. He's talking to the ref civilly. Ling Tianchen, not there.
Rebound 12.
That would have been big. It would have cut it to 11.
Yeah, that really would have been at this stage of the game as well. Getting close to the 10-point mark with a quarter to play. I think Chinese Taipei would have fancied their chances of trying to take this game to the wire.
Wow. 3 free throws.
4th foul as well on Chun.
Wow.
That is a big, big play. That really is. I'm not sure what's bigger, the 3 free throws or the 4th foul on what is clearly one of the key leaders for Chinese Taipei.
Ron Bruno's going to go out, sit down for the rest of this quarter, maybe a minute or two in the fourth, maybe even longer, depending where the lead is.
Yeah, I think they'll leave him out for as long as they can.
3 free throws. So a big call indeed, as the Indonesian fans that are here waiting for their game as well. Coming up next. Not over the limit yet, so plenty of time. Jang picks up his second.
Yeah, if they're smart now as well, they'll foul again. Just as Chinese Taipei try to get into their offense, it would be smart for Korea to foul again if the player has got fouls to give. Now would be good.
Wow. That hurts.
It's a poor pass.
Lee Kai-yun goes out of bounds. where they had a chance to get it to 11, and now they trail by 17, and it could get worse if something falls here. Hill explodes. I'll tell you what, that was almost for Korea. They get it down the court quickly. So Korea keeping their noses in front comfortably. Well, I won't say comfortably, keeping their noses in front even though it's 17 points. 73-56 Korea on top of Chinese Taipei at the end of 3.
Yeah, and there's the shooting percentages. Chinese Taipei continue to struggle from outside. Korea getting a lot more of their points in that third quarter in the paint, going to the basket strong.
Well, the third quarter started really poorly for Chinese Taipei, and it looked like pretty much it was almost going to be over.
Yeah,
but then Chinese Taipei, after this here three-pointer, got on the same page with their coach, picked up the intensity, started hitting some threes themselves, and all of a sudden, it's game on again.
Yeah, it really is. And from Chinese Taipei, it's great because we know they have that fight in them and that they can show that. They must be getting frustrated, though, that they've kind of had to let themselves have another fight in the fourth quarter. Now they're going to have to be near perfect. You know, the game is slipping away from them. They're going to have the best quarter by far that they've had in the tournament so far if they're going to come away from the win. But if they can't, even if they do, you know, succumb to the loss, they've got to keep it tight.
Scan that in, folks, for Courtside 1891 for video stream schedules and scores. I told you it would be back, and it is. And now it's gone. Just have to have your phone ready, don't you?
Have to be quick on the
Camera
trigger.
mode. Chinese Taipei basketball. So fourth quarter action underway. Chinese Taipei looking for some magic. Short ball falls, and well, Hong Han had his hands on it but didn't rebound it. Lee Dae-sung, remember, Rakun on the bench. Now's the time when you would think this Chinese Taipei team has to make its move. A charge or a push was called on Lee Dae-hong. Yep.
Yeah, if Chinese Taipei are going to fight back into this one, it's got to be from the get-go in this fourth quarter. They haven't got much time to come back from a 17-point deficit.
Good drive, Lee misses, but there's Artino having a good game today, battling away, making shots he simply has to make for his team just to have a chance to win.
Yeah, he does. He needs people around him to step up, though. Something that Korea have done well is they've lent on their bench in this game. 31 points on the bench compared to just 13 for Chinese Taipei.
No box out by Chinese Taipei there. Lee spins on the baseline, and that's the failure to get a rebound that cost him. Artino has the ball knocked away by Choi from behind.
That's an interesting battle, Artino and Choi as well. I think you would say they're both characters of the game. The look that Choi gave Artino saying, go on, I dare you to complain about that
exactly.
one.
But also Choi just shows how versatile he is that he's guarding the center.
Yeah, he truly is.
Hill, and that is going to be Chinese Taipei basketball.
Yeah, we're going to see, I think, Liu head to the bench, and he's, you know, from game day 1 to where he is today, he's had a disappointing day. He had 29 points against Bahrain, and he's just not been the same impact today.
Ooh, the bump from Choi, and no call now going the other way. I don't get that. Looked like maybe there was a bump at the other end. And that's exactly what Parker is saying. Anyway, I think he is.
I think he's having a conversation with Artino, asking for more on the, I think, offensive end potentially from Artino.
Variable minutes ticking off the clock as Korea go for a win that will, in all likelihood, by the end of the day, get them to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's definitely a big, big step forward. It gets them out of the group. And doesn't just get them to the quarterfinals, it gives them so much confidence. You know, this is another big performance. Huge game against China. They looked impressive. And today's game has kind of proved it wasn't a one-off performance.
The only thing is, don't you want to keep playing if you're playing well? I guess in the way they're playing, they're going to need rest, aren't they?
Yeah, the amount of energy they put on the floor in a game is unreal.
Boy, Choi just got up and came up with the steal. Seemed like he didn't give him enough space to inbound the basketball there.
As long as he's on the line, he's fine. As long as he doesn't cross that line, yeah. It's for the offensive player to step back to create your own space. It's really naive for him not to take a big step back. I think it's countdown until Artino gets a technical.
There he goes, Lee! That was Zhang for the dunk, or for the layup. So the lead now 81-58, and I think again you go back to that play in the third quarter where the game, the play that let the air out of the balloon was the foul on the made three-pointer.
Yeah, the off-the-ball foul.
Yeah, it just has not seemed like the same since for Chinese Taipei.
You're absolutely right. It took all the momentum that they'd built. They'd worked so hard to fight their way back to close to almost single digits, and that really killed it off for them.
That being said, they did have a three-pointer, if they make it, to get to 11 after that, and they missed it, so.
But I think they just lost the momentum. They were fully focused at that stage, and it just took their mind away from the game.
There's Zhang again.
Least said about that one, I think.
Is Choi laughing? Or is he British?
I don't know. It's tough to read his facial expressions sometimes. I think several members of the bench were laughing.
Were they?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that was a nice finish. So potential three-point play here to get it back to 20 with 6:20. Maybe one last big run. And it was on Zhang. So Artino's going to go out and get a breather.
I'm not sure we'll see Artino again today. I think Coach Parker might be looking at it and thinking I'd rather he rests up, because they've got a big game ahead of them against China in their last group game.
So the three-point play does indeed make it a 20-point game. Lee from deep. And somebody's got to box Kim out. He goes behind the back. Hio. And again, nobody's boxing out.
I would love for the introduction of a technical foul for any player that asks for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Right.
I would love that, just to be an automatic. As soon as any player grabs their wrist and asks for that unsportsmanlike, just straight away, technical foul. It's starting to be a bit of a plague in the game.
He gets it to drop. Su outside to Huang. And it feels like the challenge is all but over here from Chinese Taipei.
And as we were saying, though, the challenge can't stop. They still need to think about the points difference situation. They'll have half an eye now on their next game, their last game. Traveling violation call.
I mean, there's still more than 5 minutes remaining. 22-point deficit. There's a flicker of hope. It doesn't have to be the three-point shot.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. And
the way they've shot
the way they've shot the ball today as well from three, it probably isn't going to be. They're 4 from 17. So ideally, it's got to be high pace, but it's got to be strategic as well. They've got to look to get to the basket.
Chun back in with the foul trouble, the 4 fouls. Also Cho and Huang, his pass to Chung goes out of bounds.
But also to a certain degree, there's a point that Coach Parker will look at this, and if he's starting to think about that points difference situation, for Chinese Taipei, slow the game down. Really take all of the pace out of the game as much as you can. Give Korea less possessions, which means you will more than likely should finish closer to them if you keep this run and gun style going.
Well, here almost, and no surprise there, the rebound goes to Korea.
Yeah, 13th offensive rebound in the game. They crashed those offensive boards really hard.
The rebounding is not size. I mean, it's all about position.
Yeah, it truly is. It's a real art to rebounding.
Where Liu Chung just hasn't been the same player today that we saw against Bahrain. So 4:08 remaining, still a 22-point lead. And you get the feeling that Korea, it'd be interesting to watch their celebrations.
Yeah, how much does this win mean to them?
I mean, are they going to celebrate like they've made it to the quarterfinals?
Well, it also tells you something of what their aspirations or expectations are.
Right.
You know, for Bahrain, for Indonesia, their celebrations were huge in their first game, because that kind of tells you, well, every win is like a gold medal for Indonesia at this Asia Cup. However, for Korea, if they have aspirations of somewhere on the podium, who knows where, then winning a group game should just be a job done, on to the next.
So I guess the worst thing for this Chinese Taipei team as well is that now they're going to have to go up against China, who you would imagine are going to be breathing fire.
Just a bit, yeah. They'll want a little bit of revenge, I think, for the loss against Korea, and they'll want to take it out on someone. They've obviously got Bahrain later today, and I'm sure they'll take some of their vengeance out in that one.
Well, they get inside again. I think it might just be the best team in this competition, Korea. The way they have opened this game up.
That's a bold statement. That's a big statement.
Well, I think their toughness is not in question.
I can absolutely see Korea in the final. The way they played so far, I can see Korea being one of the finalists. And the final ends up just being not a lottery, but it is one game situation. And it just takes for one or two players to have career nights, and any team can win a final.
I'll reserve judgment for Australia until I see them play competition.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. They've looked good.
Yeah.
They absolutely, and you know, there's good
They've
signs.
done what they need to do.
Yeah, and they've depth, they've rotated, they've had different players stepping up in different points, which is great to see, and good for them to be able to do that at the early stage of the competition. But until they hit that brick wall, until they have adversity within a game, true adversity, it's tough to see where they are.
Chun with the three is probably too little, too late, but he does get it back to 20. And as you said, working on that goal differential. I just think there's a lot to like about Korea with their, well, not that. I think that Choi creates a lot of issues and gives them some different possibilities on defense.
Yeah, he's that true. He's near definition of a stretch four, right?
Leo Chung just can't get it to drop today. He has had a tough shooting afternoon.
And this is the look I like. When Ra's off the floor, they can almost play a 5-out offense.
Good. That's what you like to see. Trailing late, diving on the floor. Here he brings it back out. Now he's going to put it up.
And Choi almost getting the huge knockback rebound.
Leo knew that was coming. The steal attempt. He's able to get it back. Oh! Boy, I think that's tiredness for Leo Chung.
Yeah, it is. And I have huge admiration for Chinese Taipei. This game is done, but they are throwing their bodies on the floor, chasing every loose ball, chasing every possession. They've not stepped back from this game and just kind of let it peter out. They're going to fight to the final buzzer. And, you know, for Coach Parker, that's what you need from your team, particularly in tournaments. The games come thick and fast, and they need to take some momentum away from the closing stage of this game into their final game.
Well, gives it back.
Yeah, it's absolutely right call.
Ling Ting Qian, just 22 years of age, the Chinese Taipei. I mean, all credit to Chinese Taipei as well. I mean, that looked like a physical, like, chest bump, whatever was the arm. They just played through it.
And Korea certainly have embraced physicality in this tournament so far. They're not backing down, they're not being passive, they're being the initiators in a lot of the physical contact.
Look at Ling, there he goes again. Up ahead. Great play by Chun, who at least we're seeing the best of Chinese Taipei here at the end, just like you said. Shows us that this still means something, and now they turn it over Korea. What in the world, Lee?
I think Korea will be happy to have a 14-point lead right now. I think if it was single digits, they'd be getting a little bit nervous on the bench.
Chun has a little bit of blood, so if he has to come out, it's an unfortunate development. So referee saying he has to come out.
Coach Parker's going to call a timeout so he can take a minute to patch him up, so he doesn't have to come out of the game. That's smart play by Coach Parker. No other reason for the timeout right now than that.
So you're disappointed if you're Chinese Taipei, but at least you get a little bit of respect back for this last finish.
Yeah, disappointed, not devastated, which I don't think is a bad place to be, you know.
The D word, but not the bad D word.
Not the lowest level of the D word.
So we got to keep being aggressive. We got to keep trying to score.
还是要得分，我们还是要想办法得分，因为现在得分很重要。OK， 还是要分数。
Keep attacking the basket. Draw some fouls. Those are good, easy baskets at the rim. Otherwise, you should run the drag. Keep attacking. Draw fouls. And then we can not commit any fouls. Don't give them any easy shots.
我们要知道对方犯规，但我们不要自己犯规 ，OK？ 不要让他轻易比赛罚线。
Play right to the end. Right to the end. Points matter.
好 ，OK？ 我们要得分，要得分哦。
Well, you just heard it from Coach. Play right to the end. The points matter. And that's what you like about these tournaments is you really do need to play for every point. And probably where Korea have kind of lost the plot a little bit here the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they have. They've just stepped away from it. For Korea, points difference probably isn't going to be such a big deal. The win was, well, it's definitely enough to get them out of the group. We'll see later whether it's enough to see them secure their quarterfinal spot.
Chun has it off. Yeah, he gets it to go. Chen Yu-chun goes back to a 12-point deficit.
Yeah, Korea will just run the clock down to nothing. They don't even care if they don't get a shot away right now.
Oh. You know he's giving you the pump fake.
But it was almost
but you know you're big enough to where you just have to play defense on the jump shot.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it was exact replica of pretty much the last play where Chung got that block. But he bit the pump fake this time. And that's smart from here. He knew that Chung would jump at the first shot attempt because that's what he did last time. So just throw that pump fake in and you're going to get your man in the air. Chung fouls out on that, but he is so important to Chinese Taipei. Not just for the things on the box score, but the emotional leadership.
And, well, Chun thought he had a pass to an open teammate, so they missed a chance to get the layup. And I guess what's frustrating about that is had they just brought it up, they probably could have gotten a good shot.
Potentially, yeah.
So I'm sure Coach Park will say something about that. Anyway, Korea flexing their muscles once again. They win it 87-73 over Chinese Taipei to stay unbeaten.
All in all, I think that game went the way we thought it was going to go. If I'm honest, Korea came in as favourites for me. They looked great in game day one. I think they look even more impressive today. A bit of adversity, a Chinese Taipei team who didn't lie down. They scrapped and fought all the way through the game, and the Korean fans that are in the stands are being appreciated by the players as well. But that's just another great performance from Korea, and it just sends out a message to the rest of the tournament that Korea are really going to be contenders. They're going to push this tournament all the way to the end, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them in that final game.
Yeah, I think they're in the reckoning. I'll probably tone down what I said and say they're the favorites, not the favorites, but they are. I can see them winning the title, let's put it that way.
I wouldn't be shocked. There'd be no shock if it's them standing at the top of the podium, them lifting the trophy at the end of the game, at the end of the tournament, and on the back of how efficient they are. You know, their shooting percentages have been high in both their games. They're working hard on the boards. They're playing some great team offense. Just really, really impressive. Raguna, again, leading all scorers with 19, and his fellow big man on the other end of the floor, Artino, leading Chinese Taipei with 18. And now it's a big day ahead for Coach Park and Chinese Taipei. How do they rebuild and go into that last group game looking for the win?
The Chinese Taipei need to regroup. They know they're going to have a tough game coming up against China. And, you know, unless this game ends in a three-way tie, I'm just thinking of the goal differential. I'm guessing it's unlikely.
Well, you're doing maths on the fly now.
No, with China.
Okay.
How much they would have to win by against China. So it's, but you never know. So you got to be mentally tough in these situations. You lose, you move on to the next one, and you look at your mistakes. You don't let it beat you. You learn from them, and you know that you can play better. So
yes, they're clearly, you know, from Chinese Taipei's perspective, they're still clearly in the driving seat to get out of the group. We would expect, you know, the expectation is later, obviously, for China to beat Bahrain, which would keep Chinese Taipei absolutely within a shout of progressing to that qualification for the quarterfinals position. And I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see whether the coaches care whether they finish second or third in a group, whether it's really that important to them. I think in certain situations it might be that, you know, a second or third place team in another group is stronger, and you might want to avoid a particular team if you can. But I don't think they'll be overly bothered. It's just about getting out of this group stage.
But for Korea now, they've really given themselves the platform to go on and have a great FIBA Asia Cup. Laguna able to have some rest. I think he's ably supported, you know, some big guys behind him that can come in and play good minutes. And that's one of them right there, Lee Dae-hon.
Yeah, more than half their points came from the bench today. That shows you the strength in depth that Korea now have, that players are coming off the bench and they're not just filling a role, they're coming in and absolutely having a big impact on the game. You know, in contrast, Chinese Taipei just 22 points from the bench. That shows you a big difference in how these two teams have played.
So here are the standings, and after Korea's 14-point win, you can see they're 2-0. Chinese Taipei now 1-1, and of course, China and Bahrain will play tonight. They're both 0-1 after the opening day. So before the start of this contest, this battle of unbeatens, we wondered how good was this Chinese Taipei team and how physical would this Korea team continue to play, and could Chinese Taipei stand up to it? Well, they did, but maybe a little too late. Korea stay unbeaten.